Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. Come on back here, guy. Let me have the light. Thank you. Is it going to take over the light for me? No? No? Okay. Anyway, it happened the other day. So today we have Zorro. This is the live action series from 1957. It is two seasons, 1957 and 1958. Both seasons have 39 episodes each. They're all about 25, 26 minutes long each. Just so you know, 4 years ago, I watched The Sign of Zorro, which is the other Zorro thing that is currently on Disney Plus. And The Sign of Zorro is technically I'm pretty sure the first few episodes of this. 8 of the episodes sort of slammed together and edited together to create a movie out of the serial. And this is apparently this is a weekly television show. Did a lot of people have TV in 1957? I don't know. All I know is that in this case, it's black and white. I don't know if it gets to be in color later on or not, because some of the examples I'm seeing here show the series in color, which is interesting. I don't know if that changeover is made somewhere along the way, or if it is something that that they just sort of added in some treasury version where they colorized it. I don't know. But in this case, so far, I only watched the first episode because, again, I've already seen the movie, and it was the same thing. It's just one episode. So we do get to see Zorro in that first episode. His origin is quickly determined, like really fast. You have to understand that when you look at Zorro, if you don't know who Zorro is, you're like, it's black and white. That was made like 1,000 years ago in the ancient of days before the pyramids. No, this is 75 years old. Yeah, it's a good almost 75 years old. It still sounds like a long time ago, but it isn't. And we get to see the origins of Batman. Technically, Batman is very much borrowed from the entire concept of Zorro. In fact, the night that Bruce Wayne lost his parents, they were out seeing a Zorro movie. Wonder where how that all fit together. You know, it was on his mind. Vengeance, or at least justice, was on his mind, and that's what Zorro is all about. He is El Zorro. He is the fox. I believe that's Zorro is the Mexican for fox, and I'm almost sure that there's almost no Mexican actors in this film, including Zorro himself, Don Diego La Vega. So I can't remember his full name, but played by Guy Williams. Guy Williams is Italian. Close enough, you know. He's coming back. He's a child of he's the son of a very important person in this village in Southern California, back in this, I don't know what era it is, but his Guy Williams' real name is Armand Joseph Catalano. So he looks Mexican enough, I think, was their determination. So everybody else, I think, just gets their hair slicked back in black shoe polish, which, yeah, good guys and bad. Maybe there's some supporting characters that might actually be Mexican. I can't really tell, but mostly are Gene Sheldon, Henry Calvin, Don Diamond, George Lewis. Oh, hey, there's Nestor Palva. That sounds a little Mexican. Britt Lamond, Vinton Hayworth. So yeah, this is back in a time when, they're not necessarily hiring Mexican actors to play Mexican parts, except in supporting roles, I imagine. There's a 2024 Zorro film being released this year. I don't know who's releasing it, but it has a Mexican cast. So that's a step forward. But hey, if you want to relive the childhood of your grandparents, or at this point maybe great-grandparents, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember seeing a lot of this when I was growing up, like in reruns and stuff. But I'm familiar with them. And of course, I saw the movie 4 years ago, watched the whole thing. And that movie gives you The Sign of Zorro, which is, again, on Disney Plus, gives you a really good, big adventure, origin story, everything else. And of course, if you want to watch it over almost 80 episodes, you can see all of his adventures in this serialized form, which is kind of fun. And you get to see, one of my favorite parts is the next week, Disney brings you like a preview of the next episode, and just to tease you to go, oh my gosh, I got to come back and watch this next week. I don't know if this was like part of like the Sunday night, Wonderful World of Disney kind of thing. If that was sort of maybe back to back, some older people, not old, older people might be able to tell me in the comments whether that was a thing or not. I don't know when this actually aired, other than 1957 and 1958. 40 episodes, 39 episodes a season. So, yeah, I don't know if all of them made it, if they cut some out or re-edited any. Like I said, I just watched the first episode, and it's good fun. It's just good. Even a lot of the premise, of course, is really, it's quick. Let's just say, hey, you know what? People are being treated unjustly. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create another identity, and it's going to be the fox, Zorro. And he uses his sword to slash the Z into a piece of paper. And then he uses that, like, immediately. He also, oh, by the way, I have a horse that just happens to be hanging around that it responds to my whistle out here in the desert. And somebody was raising him ever since I left to go to Spain for school. And he recognizes me immediately upon my whistle. And we're now good friends. And look at the tricks he does. That's Tornado. Yeah, his horse. So, they do their best to create a very vintage era, Old West, Cali-Mex era, Mexican era. And it's lots of sword fights, fun. Really, I mean, yeah, the swords are probably fake, but man, for its time, it's some pretty solid, fun-looking, even if it's pretty completely safe, it's some fun-looking swordplay. It's not just an Errol Flynn kind of thing, and it's not a Jedi, Obi-Wan versus Anakin thing, but it's somewhere in the middle, and it's a good time. So I think it's just fun, something you can share with the kids if you got any, and something you can revisit yourself as an adult to go, you know what, this is what good, clean adventure, drama, good guys and bad guys, corrupt politicians and police in the neighborhood. Doesn't sound like anything modern day, right? And Zorro chooses to stand against those who would oppress the people of that California small town. So, yeah. Of course, there's also the bumbling deputy sidekick kind of thing, who's always good for a laugh. He's a threat to a certain degree, but really, Zorro does quick business with him. Pretty much, he's bumbling. He's big and he's bumbling, and he's there for laughs. When you can't really kill the bad guys in this. Zorro, I suppose he doesn't kill. I believe he doesn't kill. I mean, Batman doesn't kill, and Batman takes a lot of his cues from Zorro, but he does mete out justice as he needs to. And when you can't kill them, why not humiliate them? And even when the main bad guy can't be easily humiliated, because he is a skilled adversary with the sword and everything else, and he has the power to bring all resources against the evil Zorro, El Zorro. You know what? You gotta get that humor in there and let Zorro give us some laughs. It's not just about fighting injustice. Let's have some fun. So I say, yeah, definitely check this out if you are an old school, street level superhero fan, because Zorro is one of those early examples. This is one of those things that inspired so much. Between Zorro and Lone Ranger and Buck Rogers and so much of that old Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon. All that old stuff. I'm not talking about 80s Flash Gordon. I'm talking about the Flash Gordon of the early 1900s. I know that sounds like, oh, from the 1900s. That sounds like an old-timey thing. But yeah, all those things inspired so much of the sci-fi and superhero adventures of today. It's... Go back and look at it. Just like I say with the animated shorts, we got to see the origins of Disney and everything else. Go back and watch Zorro if you want to see where mainly Batman came from, but a whole lot of street-level superheroes standing up against oppression by those who are in charge in ways that they shouldn't be. Let's pick tomorrow's episode. 178. We had 179 not long ago. 178, right? Oh my. Oh my gosh, this is a really long title. It's going to be really hard to show you, but it's the last one of this series. This counts as a short or a special. It's color-coded yellow. We've seen all of the other ones, and we've seen them out of order, but hey, I listen to what this thing tells me, whatever order I need to watch them in, but they stand alone on their own pretty well as well. So we're going to be watching the last of the Lego Star Wars saga type animated series, films, blah, of the new Yoda Chronicles. This is, I'm going to have to turn this around, try to memorize the whole thing. Lego Star Wars, the new Yoda Chronicles, Clash of the Skywalkers. Yeah. Is it canon? No. No, it's not canon. Don't worry about it. It's Lego, and it's always good fun with Lego and Star Wars. And you get to see some of your favorite characters in some of the just silliest situations. So, I have to bring this up again so I can say the whole thing. Lego Star Wars, the new Yoda Chronicles, Clash of the Skywalkers is what we're watching next on the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that. Bye.